What's good, everybody? You know what time it is. If it's the night before a match, then it's time for one more sleep. And this is a fun one because this is a Leagues Cup edition, a Liga MX edition, the FC Juarez edition, and we can't wait. You know my voice. It's the Scarf, J.R. Liebert, right here in front of the world-famous Scarf Wall, which is now located inside of a sauna because it is hot as all heck here in Lawndale, California. Directly to my left, he'll smile eventually, I promise. It's Christian Philly Philemon.
What's going on, defenders? It's friendly neighborhood Philly monster here. And as my description says, hashtag I hate Spectrum. For reasons unbeknownst to me, I pay all this money for what's supposed to be fast internet, only to have myself cracking about during our FC Juarez Getting to Know You pod. It's a little frustrating, Scarf. That's the reason why I'm not smiling. Frustrated in that reason, but happy for the fact that we're back now doing one more sleep. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done this, and doing one more sleep, 24 hours from the time that we're going to be at BMO Stadium, and it has been a minute, and I can't wait back to get to the Cathedral of the Black and Gold.
Can't wait to get back to BMO. That's right. And this is a fun one because for the first time in BMO's history, Leagues Cup comes to BMO Stadium. So this is fun. Look, we know this isn't the sexy Liga MX matchup that everybody wanted. None of the big heavyweights are making it in our bracket, at least. And the surprising one is Austin going out and Mazatlan and Juarez as the two that emerge from the group that we would play. But that being said, Philly, Liga MX has something to prove in this. Look, there's still a lot to be said about how much farther along MLS has to go. This is going to be a lot of fun. Philly's having fun with the slides right now. This is cool. Look, it's a long way to go before MLS or Liga MX can clearly and definitively say one league is better. And with the parity that we have seen so far, Philly, I think this has been a really fun tournament as we head into the round of 32 for LAFC.
Yeah, there's been a lot of surprises that have happened in this tournament. I mean, the fact that Chivas is no longer in this tournament is a surprise to me. Granted, they did move on and out of the group stage, but Club America losing 4-1 to the Columbus Crew, a shocking result. And we have some really solid teams in Major League Soccer that did not get to advance. St. Louis SC, supposed to be like the league team in the West. We obviously dispatched of them. They didn't make it out of the group stages. The Seattle Sounders, another one of the best representatives of Major League Soccer, didn't make it out. But I'll tell you who didn't make it out, that number one didn't deserve to make it out. And number two, I'm happy that they're not in it, is the Galaxy. If anything, I know y'all watched that game or at least caught it. It was, I got to give kudos to Brian White next time we see him at BMO Stadium. That goal he had at the death to knock out Carson, that was pretty spectacular.
Look, the fun fact of Leagues Cup in the round robin stages, the group stages as they call it, the fun fact is all of Canada had one regulation win in the entire Leagues Cup group stages, and that win was the Vancouver win over Carson. So good on them. Look, it's a little bit of schadenfreude, right? Delighting in the misery of others, but I don't care. I don't care what it is. It's fun. All right, let's get into this FC Juarez One More Sleep edition. Just want to remind everybody, we released a really fun episode called Getting to Know FC Juarez. So in addition to our players to watch, there's lots of fun things to learn about FC Juarez. Check that out as you guys might be on the way to the stadium, or maybe you just want to learn a little bit more about FC Juarez, maybe even the city of Ciudad Juarez as well. So make sure you check it out. It's a really fun episode. We uploaded it yesterday. It's really cool. Check it out. That's all we got. All right. One more sleep. Players to watch. You guys know what we like to do. We highlight two players, one from each team, and my player to watch. Look, I'm going with my gut on this one for LAFC. I'm going with my gut because it is a player who can do so much in so many different areas. He's not sexy like Denis Bouanga or Carlos Vela in terms of goal scoring. He's not Giorgio Chiellini on the back line. He's not John McCarthy diving all over, making all kinds of great saves. But what Kellen Acosta is our glue, not just in the midfield. A lot of people might say Elie Sanchez is that, but I think Kellen Acosta does so much in the midfield as well. But it's lately the ball that we've been getting off of set pieces from Kellen Acosta has been magnificent. And I think if LAFC is truly going to make waves in Leagues Cup, then we are going to need to do some things on set pieces. And to me, it's got to be Kellen Acosta. I think he is going to leave his mark on this matchup, and I can't wait to see what Kellen Acosta does. And on the other side, look, this is a very different FC Juarez team than in 22-23. Last year's FC Juarez is not this year's FC Juarez, and one of the reasons for that is Aitor Garcia. Aitor Garcia, 29-year-old Spanish player who played in Spain his entire career, mostly in La Liga 2, before coming to Mexico to play with FC Juarez. He has scored in a handful of their 6 matches already, including a brace in their win over Austin. And this is a player who, look, I think that he's able to do what he does on a FC Juarez team because he's given a lot of opportunities. LAFC is going to have to shut down his opportunities and do everything they can to not allow a player who I feel is maybe a little bit of a lesser caliber player to make his mark in this match like he did against Austin.
Like it, Scarf. I mean, Aitor Garcia is a phenomenal talent and one of the deadly scorers, but he's not my player to watch in tomorrow night's game. Before we get into it, Scarf, I want to quote a movie real quick.
Okay.
It's Ghostbusters 2.
Tell
me who said this.
Uh-oh.
If you had brain 1 in that huge melon on top of your neck, you would be living the sweet life out in Southern California's beautiful San Fernando Valley.
That sounds like a Bill Murray quote.
Oh, it was. It was when Bill Murray was yelling at Vigo towards the end of the movie. And the reason why I bring up that quote, Scarf, is because my player to watch on FC Juarez is Sebastian Saucedo. Sebastian Saucedo is from the San Fernando Valley, so he had brain 1 in that melon that's on top of his neck. This is a young man who we've seen before. As you alluded to on the FC Juarez Getting to Know You edition, he's a guy who played against LAFC on 4 occasions. He did go 0 for 4 on those occasions, but that's besides the point. Here's a kid who played with Real Salt Lake on 83 occasions, scoring 5 goals. He was the 8th homegrown player signed to RSL. Spent some time with Pumas in Toluca and Liga MX, and has represented the U.S. national side on the U18, 20, 23 side, and MX in U20s. Here's a kid who scores for this team. And under new head coach, 39 man, the young man thrived, scoring goals throughout the course of the Liga MX opening frames, the 3 games they played. He's been a big part of that attack, and he's also a big part of the attack against Austin in the Leagues Cup. Nobody on FC Juarez was a big part of the attack against Mazatlan because, well, only Mazatlan scored in that game before they went to PKs. He is my player to watch on FC Juarez, and you could call it the low-hanging fruit, but I think a relaxed, well-rested, and happy to be back playing Carlos Vela is going to be our player to watch. He had an interview recently in The Athletic with Felipe Cardenas, and he had mentioned that he sees the light at the end of his playing rainbow or tunnel. He's a couple of years away from retirement. He's getting to enjoy every single moment that he can playing. He's taking every single day with stride and appreciating every single day. And I do think he's going to be a big part of our offense, whether he scores or assists. When LAFC gets on the board, it's going to come by way of Carlos Vela in one way, shape, or form.
I want to say thank you to one Sebastian Saucedo as well, because of Sebastian Saucedo, I learned something. I learned you can get an assist for being the fouled player on a converted penalty kick. Because according to Transfer Market, and I'll go back and look this up to see if it's like a real thing, but according to Transfer Market, Sebastian Saucedo, by the way, against LAFC when he was playing for Real Salt Lake, was fouled in the box on a penalty kick that Damir Kreilach converted, because of course he did. But I didn't know that according to the stats anyway on Transfer Market, you get an assist when you're the player that's taken down and you don't take the PK. Now, I also looked up really quickly. You can't get a goal and an assist on the same play. So if Damir Kreilach was taken down and then Damir Kreilach converted the penalty kick, he doesn't get both. But I just want to say thank you to Sebastian Saucedo if that's right. And if it's wrong, people are going to blow up my Twitter and my Instagram now because they're saying I'm an idiot, which, you know what? That would be true. So there you go. Look, keys to the match, very simple. I talked about how important Kellen Acosta's set pieces are going to be, but I think even more important is the fact that we need to stifle the set pieces of FC Juarez. I actually don't think, look, maybe rust could play a factor in this match. Maybe rust could play a factor in this match. So maybe box to box, we might be a little rusty to start the game. And yes, more on that in my second key to the match. But I think the place where we have definitely been able to have plenty of practice, a place where we definitely have been able to hit the training ground and work on things, is our marking in the box and our ability to control set pieces. So I think LAFC needs to handle what they've been practicing during this match against FC Juarez and deal with these set pieces so that snuffs out one of the few opportunities that FC Juarez has to score goals. The second of which is to get out early. The easiest way to shake off some rust is to get an early goal, and you feel like then, okay, I can get my feet back under me. I can get the entire rest of the match out in front, and it's much easier, obviously, here's a pearl of wisdom from the scarf. It's much easier to play from ahead than from behind. We need to get out early and get that first goal. And if we turn this into a track meet where Juarez has to open things up, and you're telling me that on our side, we've got Denny Bawanga, we've got Carlos Vela, we've got Mateus Bogusz and Stipe Buke, and we've got the midfielders that we have, you got to be kidding me. It's wrap if we get out early.
I like it. And I like and you're right. That's quite a pearl of wisdom. It's easier to play when you're on top than play from behind. It's brilliant, Scarf. I absolutely love it. And to your point, I too believe that we need to score first in this game in order to take care of business. Now, FC Juarez, not a solid team in Liga MX. Last season, between the Clausura and the Apertura, they only won 7 games. Now, at the helm of a 39-year-old Diego Mejia, they are 2-1-0 in Liga MX. And they're leading Liga MX in goals scored, having scored 7, putting up 4 against Toluca, drawing against Tigres, and beating Club America. They've got 7 goals on the open part of Clausura. But they also allow a fair amount of goals in, too. They do have a goal differential of +3. But that being said, they were still able to put up 3 goals against Austin. So if we can go in and score first, get the crowd at BMO Stadium into it relatively early, I think this is a way to rattle FC Juarez just a little bit and to take a little bit of confidence and steam out of their sails. Scoring first is imperative. And of course, you want to defend because we know that they can score. So that's another part. And then that also ties into not making too many mistakes in the midfield. Between the game at Mazatlan and the game against Austin, 2 very different sides of the equation. In one game, they held on to the majority of possession. In the other game, they waited for everything to come back and catch things on the counter. So we need to make sure that we don't do any mistakes, giving them any opportunities to break out a run, because between Saucedo and Garcia, they've got some guys who could put the ball in the back of the net. So if we could take care of these aspects, I think we take care of FC Juarez.
So let me make sure I understand one of your keys to the game correctly. It's defend?
Yeah.
Got it. Cool.
Hey, it's almost as obvious as it's easy to play when you're winning, or easy to win when you're winning.
Look, I think along those lines, Philly, I think that it's going to be more of a high-scoring effort than people realize. I think that this is a club that will have had plenty of time to try and figure out this LAFC defense, and I think it's a lot of fun. I am hoping for a high-scoring matchup, and so with that, I think it's going to be 3-2. I think it's one of those where we're going to take maybe a 3-0 lead and then maybe make it interesting as we maybe rest some guys, or I don't know. I mean, is there a reason to rest anybody? We've been resting for like 2 weeks. I don't know. I think we go, look, as I'm saying this, I might be terribly wrong. I might be 3-0, might be a wrap, but I think LAFC is the vastly superior team here that could only have maybe ring rust as the only reason why we might give up a couple of goals. I think we're going to have like one of those bad break kind of games going our way too. I think we're going to get maybe a deflection that leads to maybe a player not being offside when he should be, and maybe they'll get a goal that way. Something like that might happen. I think this club is good enough to score a goal against us. I don't necessarily know where it's going to come from, because I think between Aitor and Salcedo, look, we've seen Salcedo year after year when he was with Salt Lake, and Aitor, while he played well in La Liga 2, that doesn't always translate to long-term success in either Liga MX or in MLS, obviously. But I think it's going to be a fun one. I think we're going to see some goals. Why not? We're headed back to BMO for the first time in weeks, so we might as well make it a little bit of a fireworks show. Let's enjoy ourselves. 3-2 LAFC.
I like it. I, too, believe that it's going to be a high-scoring game, and I do agree with you in the sense that FC Juarez is going to find the back of the net. The only thing I disagree with is your scoring line. I think LAFC is going to beat FC Juarez with the same result that FC Juarez beat Austin. It's going to be 3-1. And whereas some people might view it as a disadvantage that we've been off for 2 weeks, I view it as an advantage because we have played a great deal of games coming to this Leagues Cup tournament. I believe it was 33 or so coming into this game. That's nearly an entire MLS season. And we still have a long road ahead of us within this league's and a short turnaround between the end of this tournament and the start of MLS, which is going to be August 20th against the Colorado Rapids. But that being said, it's going to work to our advantage, and we're going to find the back of the net on 3 occasions. It's going to be competitive. But LAFC is going to go off to the races. It'll be a 1-1 affair. LAFC will score 2, and then they're going to catch Juarez towards the end, and then that'll be all that she wrote. 3-1, baby, and we advance to the next round to take on Leon in the revenge match, or we get to welcome back Chicho Arango. So either way, it's a compelling storyline for us. Either way you slice or dice it going into the second round.
Man.
Or the round of 16, I should say.
How much fun would that be? We get Chicho at BMO. I love it. I love it. Look, I want it. Well, obviously we have to get past FC Juarez first, and Chicho and company have to take out Leon, and we know how formidable of an opponent Leon can be. But oh man, all right, let's not too far ahead of ourselves. We got a fun match, and here's the deal, you guys. Right now, you go on StubHub or Ticketmaster or whatever. Don't go on Ticketmaster. Too many damn fees. Go somewhere else. Go buy your tickets somewhere. There were tickets as low as like $7 to $10. So get out there. Come see an international match. Liga MX, LAFC. It'll be a lot of fun. But that being said, I've got 3-2. Philly's got 3-1. So we agree on something. We'll see how wrong we are after this. Make sure you guys hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, or the new one, X. I know it's not new, but it's X now. Thanks, Elon. Appreciate you, buddy. That being said, guys, it's a lot of fun. It's the night before game day. Get some sleep. I need some. Philly needs some. That's all I got. Play that cool outro.
Oh, like check out the last pod getting to know FC Juarez for all the information about this team coming into the match, and we bid you adieu.
Bye-bye.